I've had time to sit and compute. I've had time to sit and think. I've had time to elaborate. I've had time to put together my thoughts on that performance against Crystal Palace yesterday afternoon, or lack of performance, you could say. I would be ashamed. I'd be ashamed if I was David Moyes. I'd be ashamed if I was every single one of those West Ham players, because what they produced on the park was nothing but a disgrace. To be down so early and so down and out. The game was done in 20 minutes. I haven't, honestly, I'm trying to remember. I feel like the modern era of supporting West Ham have given me so many memorable moments for the good, but also many memorable moments for the bad. And, you know, when you do a channel like this, you always think about what outweighs the other. And for a while, positive results outweighed the negative. You know, success in Europe outweighed the lack of success in the Premier League. Signing some quality players that other teams were really keen on getting, and them choosing West Ham over the top 4 clubs, etc. And of course, nobody's stupid enough to not realise and see that West Ham work with a small squad. You don't have to be a rocket science to see that. We've all known that. I've taken a while to think about, you know, what I've said all along on this channel, which has given David Moyes for a while the benefit of the doubt. I think I came to terms with the fact that maybe he wouldn't be the West Ham manager unless a miracle happened and he won the Europa League. That the summer coming would be a different situation happening with West Ham. We've had an extremely odd Premier League season, and probably possibly in terms of Premier League form, not great couple of seasons. But things that are unforgivable are the 5-0 loss against Fulham, the 5-1 loss in the Carabao Cup to Liverpool after quite convincingly beating Arsenal 3-1 at home, the 6-0 loss to Arsenal at home, and now the 5-2 loss to Crystal Palace. But it's the manner of defeat. And it kind of makes you feel a bit silly for even believing the fact that in the first half against Bayer Leverkusen that West Ham genuinely had an opportunity to get by them, and this West Ham side could have went on to win the Europa League. Because, with all due respect, those players weren't there yesterday. They were well on their holidays. They were well in their pre-season. There was players there that probably are thinking past their career at West Ham. It's a big accusation. I feel like we're allowed to make that accusation because on the park, we were a disgrace. We genuinely looked like the worst Sunday pub league team that you could actually aim to watch. And when you go to a Sunday league pub team, you don't get fans that watch that. That was a hard slog today. And I wasn't even there. I was just watching it on the camera. I was watching it on the telly. And there's people that have traveled and spent hundreds of quid. There's people that haven't spent that amount of money. But historically, as fans, you know, we travel, we spend a fortune to see that. To see that. It's lucky our fans are just the phenomenal ones. They really are. They step up at every occasion, no matter what, because we love this club. David Moyes' time at West Ham is coming to an end. I know that. You know that. Everyone knows that. The ownership didn't make their decision. They didn't offer him a new contract. Therefore, with 4 games to go of the Premier League, West Ham are still no further forward about what's happening. But we are, because we know he's going. So why potentially keep him on? But a lot of thing has to go on to the players as well. They've not been utilised properly. They've, and the squad or the lack of squad that we've got has really cost us this season. There's been times this season where we, and last season, and in actual fact, over the last 3 or 4 seasons, that if we had strength and depth, we could have really made a difference. But in all honesty, we are really quite a crap footballing team to watch. We really are. I see it. People think I'm blinded by optimism, and I am optimistic. Even when I was watching that game yesterday, I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if West Ham went on and scored a couple more goals. Excuse the yawn, apologies. We didn't know. We allowed them to come in and score another goal. We're dire to watch. Honestly, we are really dire to watch playing football. And I get there's a fine balance between playing good football and consolidating. But to be honest with you, I think I'm a bit bored of consolidating now. Consolidating is not where I want to be. I understand that West Ham want to progress as a club, but I can't help but feel like progressing with a larger squad is essential. I don't think you can, in the modern game, progress with a small squad. I don't think it's physically possible. The demands are bigger on these players. Okay, yeah, they get paid hundreds of £1,000s a week, but the demands are still bigger. And if you're being paid £100,000 a week compared to the other team that've got a player in the same wages, the difference between you and our team is that you've got a backup option off the bench. We don't. And if we do have a backup option, he's not used. He's not utilised. So the team are stretched. The team are tired. The team are pissed off. And they looked pissed off. And again, when you rely on the Ogbonas and the Creswells and the Antonios, you're talking about players that have been here for 9 years at the tail end of their career. And there's still massive importance in our West Ham squad. They shouldn't be there. That falls down on the ownership not getting it right, not making the decisions from the top. You go to your work, you don't do your job, you get reprimanded, you get dealt with. It doesn't work like that in football. Or it doesn't work like that with West Ham. I want to let loose. I really do. I could rant, I could swear, I could do this and I could do that. I'm not going to do that. I live to watch the West Ham way, to watch the good times at West Ham, and I've got unbelievable memories, especially now with my kids. I'm trying to see football through their eyes. And Freddie's devastated when West Ham lose. He still doesn't get it massively in terms of the importance of how bad a loss is. And he says, Dad, it's always the next game. We've got Luton coming up. We've got Liverpool coming up. Keep the faith. Don't say keep the faith, but it's what he means. It's really tough, though. That's what I want to say to him. It's really tough, though, son, because we're in for a ride. We're in for a roller coaster ride. And then you've got the brigade that people moan about when you say, be careful what you wish for. But what you have to realize is, no matter the situation, no matter the manager, we've got a humongous rebuild coming at this club this summer. Huge job. Tim Steiden is going to have to earn his wages. And whoever the manager is going to have to earn his way. But we're going to lose quite a few players. Paketa looks like his head's turned. What do we do moving forward? It's not necessarily a rant. It's a bit of a depressive video. David Moyes' press conference, post-match press conference, said there's no excuses. And there's not. He said he was ashamed. So was I. How do you turn it around? Get the result against Liverpool? Is it too late? Who knows? Somehow stay positive. I don't know how. Anyway, come on, your hands.